Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Nico here, and this will be episode 13 already of Road to Masters. So there we are. As you probably have seen in my last few videos, we are on a hot streak, at least one that allows us to pile up a bit those little stars we need to climb up the ranks and hopefully get to that Masters rank we really want to achieve this month. So let's see what they are doing. We are now player 1, which again is not ideal, but it seems like it's with the story of our channel here. We like the challenge, so we kinda get those unfavorable places, most of the time being player 4, sometimes player 1, very rarely those more favorable 2 and 3. So let's see, Minimic Film is something we'd like to pick up early, which could be good. Holtzman Engine a bit expensive, but also good to have at least early. Quite expensive cards, but good ones as well overall. I think given that the decks are not that great, with the Prince I'm not a big fan. Ariana, really problems working with that one, to be fair. Not sure, I mean, probably for the content once I'll do it, I'll play her and see what happens, but right now, given our willingness to try to reach that Masters rank, I need to be competitive, and I prefer ARMAND over those 3 that were offered to me. So let us see what the first hand will be for us. Ah, that's the story of our life as well, right? Of that channel is not having a balanced hand. That second hand will again have those 3 very powerful cards that we like to play, and obviously we can't play all 3 of them, so we have to make with it. So here for the first round, I mean, it'd be quite obvious. It's gonna be a smuggling first agent, second agent, hopefully reconnaissance to Kartag or Arakin, and probably trying to fight for that early victory point with the 2 daggers in hand. Alright, yeah. So we will also end up with quite low persuasion, obviously, this round, given those 2 daggers in our hand. So it will probably just be a Arrakis liaison for a start. But at least a positive will be that we will have 2 agents on those non-faction board spaces, and which means coordination will trigger and we'll be able to trash most likely a dagger. And what else but trashing for our pleasure. Seems Lito is offline. Hopefully he can rejoin. Otherwise an AI will take over, and as we've seen in a game or 2 in the past, those are not the most sensible decisions made. Ah, Lito seems back. Let's see if he has time to do his own turn. Does not seem so. It's not the worst decision. If AI made that, it's okay-ish, I would say. Still suits. Is a good spot to start with, probably. So I think we will follow our plan and go for a card tag, maybe a combat card. No, but something that can still make sense here. negotiator for Yuna. The usual Duke Leto play, which makes total sense. Getting those early influence where you can, and especially with that spacing guild, makes a lot of sense. So he's matching us in terms of power, but hasn't any intrigue card. We obviously don't have a combat card either, but at least we have those 2 daggers, which might be enough, hopefully. Let's see that. It would be helpful to pick up an early victory point for sure. Let's take a liaison and trash one of those daggers. And that's how it should start with our friend Armand. Always trying to trash. Only 1 dagger, so that should be a victory point for us, which is really good news. Because committing 3 troops and not getting the win would have been a bit of a bad start for us. I mean, obviously that's what Leto did, but he's not in our position. He'll be 2nd player next round and then 1st, so he's got a bit more, like, let's say, room for maneuver in terms of getting his Swordmaster and getting a bit more development for himself. And for us, obviously it will probably be a bit tougher, but at least getting a victory point early like this is already something we can consider a win. So there is kind of nothing for us to snatch with the signet ring except an Arrakis liaison, but it's not something I would call snatching with it, given everyone can have one as well. We have our 2 faction access cards. Not sure exactly what to do with that. Oh, Hagabessin, we can dream of a smuggling? No, that's a dream that is cut short by Handro. But it would have been too good to be true though. So it is not easy for sure here. One thing I'd like to do probably is to pick up a 2nd water, hopefully lining up maybe for a great flat at some point to get to Conspire, which gives us, I mean, not enough, but already a bit closer to the Swordmaster. If we cannot go back to smuggling by then, so it's a bit of a plan B, let's say. And I think that's what we will be getting ready for right now. Using Sikh allies to keep a bit more persuasion thanks to diplomacy. Unfortunately, it means we won't be able to trash at the end of this round, but that is a sacrifice we have to make. We won't commit any troop here. Oh, my bad. So this is the Minimic film gone. Invasion ships, that's also an expensive one, but an appreciated one. But it won't be one of our priorities. Now, I could go to Great Flat, getting those 4 spies for a potential conspirer. Only thing is, there's not much I want to snatch here anyway, so the Signet ability is a bit worthless. And given anyways I'm already out of my coordination ability, I think I'll just go for a second faction access for now. Lost for lost, let's just put it out of the way. And I mean, next round it's gonna be 5 spies here. Leto has enough as well, so he might see it as a priority, but if he doesn't, then we can definitely rush for it at this point. Is he taking a guild accord? Maybe no. Peter de Vries. He might go for an X-Guild compact, and he did rightly so, because I think I would have been tempted, to be fair. It's a great way of basically saving some Solari, just being able to send an agent to full space maybe, and discard 2 cards, and you get a Dreadnought out of it. It's pretty good deal in my book. Guild Administrator, let's trash some more if we can. 3/3 would be a great card to get, but not right now for us at least. Seems we could have committed a troop earlier, but it was a bit of a gamble back then and was just not was just a bit too risky in my opinion, so we didn't, but it turns out it would have given us a nice little return on investment. Another conflict with Victory Point. And that's the Great Flat gone. Was to be expected, to be honest. Let's hope this time, silently, that smuggling won't be taken. If Handro can be so kind. I would see him going potentially to full space, trying as well to get a bit closer to those 2 influence that he usually is keen on having, given his Signet ability as well, playing on that shipping track as much as possible. But let's see. And he does so. Oh, and an early Dreadnought. That is a great way of getting a Dreadnought, to be fair, going to full space. Getting that influence, getting that Dreadnought. It's a very good combo. I'm a bit envious, but we at least get to smuggling, which is a great consolation prize for us. Probably won't get Swordmaster this round though, because Handro has priority. So what would we be doing instead? Actually, we could get a Dreadnought ourselves, although next round we wouldn't have enough for a Swordmaster. Not a big fan of that, so maybe a Menta instead. That means we will have enough actually, so that's great. But will we have actually Landsrad access? There's only 1 here. There are 6 cards in the deck, so very small chance we won't, but I count on the fact that we will. And yes, I think I want to play a dagger to maybe Dreadnought, keeping that 6 persuasion and keeping a chance at having ideally 3/3, worst case kill the card. Already a final delivery from Yuna. Oh, and the Holzman engine for Leto. Some big plays going on. Swordmaster as expected, so for us it will be a Dreadnought. which is also a nice thing to pick up early. Now Hanjo is not the only one with one. And let's just hope Lito does not have 6 persuasion, although that tech negotiation play tells me he's probably targeting it. Oh, he's getting even more than what is required for it. Obviously a minimic film, which I forgot. And that's treachery gone. Should we go for Guild Accord? We won't have that alliance most likely, but a couple of faction accesses wouldn't hurt for us. We only have diplomacy for now. Oh no. Ah, we have the administrator, which also sends us to Spacing Guild, although it also has the triangle access, so it's not that bad, but then again, there's nothing else I really want here except, I mean, actually nothing else. Except maybe Arrakis Liaison, but that doesn't bring much surprise there. A Guild Accord can still be powerful, I think, especially for that infiltration, and that discount on the Heighliner isn't that bad of a thing, I think. We had 4 cards of a at a 1 coster, so kind of terrible row there. A negotiated withdrawal, and a pretty well negotiated one for that. Lady Jessica would also be a very good card for us. Anything that basically gives us influence is good for us, given our strong incentive of not going to those faction spaces. That's also why I don't complain about that in 3 cards. It can be very useful for us. But now we will be able to pick up our 3rd agent, meaning we can send one, at least, I mean, let's say, at least sending one and still be able to get that coordination ability we like so much with Armand. Yes, we have it. We have our Lance Rod access. Not sure I need to go there first thing though, because it seems quite unlikely that, I mean, they don't have intrigue cards. They are quite far from it, so I think I can afford doing something else first. But what should that something else be? Maybe a false space? Getting a card with some faction accesses wouldn't hurt for us. Yes, I think false space, I like that play. Let's send it in. Still trying to find a way maybe to accommodate for Lady Jessica after Swordmaster, maybe Reconnaissance to Research Station, although it's quite a long shot. I'd have 3 Persuasion in hand and drawing 3 cards. Basically 4 Persuasion and drawing 2 cards out of what we have here. It is feasible, but there are still 2 cards that would not really play nicely with that objective. So let's anyways start with this, and do we snatch anything? Maybe actually just a liaison. Nothing else really of that tempting. Let's see if we can do anything about this conflict. So, not quite sure if that research station, I think it's a bit too much of a long shot to get there, especially given Lito's 4 cards, Minimic deck and deck negotiation here. I think he's got it. I think he will take Jessica before us anyways. So I think it's not the smartest play for us to do. Do we want to draw this with Arakin? Probably not. So what we can do is use our entry card to unlock Siege Tabor and just go there with Reconnaissance. Although we could actually have gone here for a bit of spice. Especially given Yuna still has a agent there. Yeah, let me actually change my mind, because I don't think we win that conflict anyways. So just sending in our Dreadnought will be enough, and not recruiting this is not a big deal. I think 3 spice has more value to it. Especially since I saw that spice satellites, which could be of use for us, like Bene Gesserit. I mean, those 3 basically, we don't have any pressure of building to them. It can make sense. I was right. Lito has the 7 and definitely snatches that Lady Jessica. So Lito has a total of 5 influence, sorry. Yuna has 6. Handro has 4, and very well distributed. On our side we have 4 as well. Let us reveal and maybe trash something. I think a Reconnaissance, given our multiple Arrakis liaison, we have enough city access. And I guess we will go for one more. I think we will soon be having enough of those. Yeah, 4, I think it's enough. I think we can stop there. What do we draw next? Guild Administrator. I don't mind that play, maybe going to full space again. But we cannot trash anything except itself, but I don't think I want to do that. So maybe we won't start by full space. Already 6 points for Yuna. She's taking a bit too much of a head start there. Not a big fan of that. Not exactly sure what I'd be willing to do here. Maybe Dune to smuggling would give us a card to trash with Guild Administrator, later to full space hopefully. And then maybe diplomacy to one of those Freeman spots to hopefully get an option on that alliance. It makes sense if Yuna is not going for it, which I hope. Oh, and that spy satellites should be part of our plans, but not exactly sure how. She might be picking it up right now, actually. Yeah, we left her a bit too much liberty with that uh, tracking, shipping track, sorry, seemingly. But let's see if we can work on preventing her from beating us up with that head start she has. And she chooses that one. Not a big fan of that, obviously. But at least she only has 2 agents yet. Although, probably just a matter of time. Diplomacy to still suits, I think, would be a play for me now. Just getting as well 1 water, potentially also contesting that alliance. Hopefully she won't be able to go to Hardy Warriors. And Guild Administrator to Full Space could be our last play, just to get that point here, trash maybe a Dune the Desert Planet. And then when it comes to coordination, we can give up on it, given we would be trashing with the Administrator. Although I wouldn't mind trashing a convincing argument with the coordination, given we have already 4 Arrakis Liaison, we have quite the 2 persuasion cards, so we could afford losing them. But let's see. Interesting. So that actually allows us to go to Hardy Warriors. Getting here. Maybe still fighting for that conflict. To get the spice maybe for a spy satellite. Then next round is 6, so we would need to rebuild a bit our garrison. I mean, not that it's that big right now, but if we do this play, which I think I want to do, try and claim that alliance, hopefully before Yuna, although she definitely has the option to do so, given she'll be first player next round as well. I'm not really in a position to claim it directly, so we will see. A High Council play with Lady Jessica that smells like a Spice Miss Flo once he reveals. Oh, and that's our Fall Space play gone. Interesting. So we can't really play Guild Administrator anymore, because the triangle spots require water that we don't have. Maybe Menta or Dreadnought. What I'm not a big fan of with Dreadnought is that right now I can't pick up the tech I want. I could then instead go rather to tech negotiation, pick it up from there, which is actually something I might be doing instead. Yeah, Dreadnought will have to wait. I'd like to pick up a second Dreadnought ideally before round 7, but I think Spy Satellite needs to take priority. So then Bene Gesserit and Emperor I can most likely just ignore, focus on at least hopefully getting that alliance, getting that point just maybe for one shipping track at some point to claim back that little token I have on level 1 right now. Did he not have enough for a Spice Must Flow? Or am I dreaming? 8. Yeah. Okay. With those 3 spies, or 2 worst case I would assume, we are maybe halfway through to an invasion ships. I'd like those, especially those garrison troops that it gives you on purchase for round 7 would be a very welcome um, action to do before, so that we get ready for that. We are only at 3 victory points, which is a bit scary. I mean, technically with our spy satellite now we have 1, 2, 3 more, so it's not as bad as it looks, but we're still not in a great position, to be fair. And they have some nice garrisons. We have 1 fold space that would allow us to go to Fremen, and that is only if Yuna decides it's not a priority for her to snatch it, so we are a bit dependent on her to gain potentially an alliance. So we will trash here during the Desert Planet. And with 4 here, there's really nothing I want. I don't really like the direction this game is taking. And we need to fight to improve it and make sure that we get to where we want to be, which is obviously the top of that leaderboard. So we're getting 2 spies out of it, which is a bit expensive for what we spent here in terms of troops. At least our dreadnought comes back, so we can reuse it this round, but not convinced that was a smart combat for us. Guild Accord is a bit too early, unfortunately. I'd loved it next round, but maybe we can still make something happen out of it. Maybe a Dune, but we don't have the water. And we don't have, anyways, we wouldn't have had it, so she had all the time in the world to snatch that alliance from us. Not that we had it, but it was our plan. So. A bit annoying for sure. Should we maybe go for a dreadnought? With those 2 spies, probably not buy anything, because that Sonic Snoopers is not really inspiring me. Or maybe Signet Ring for some water, Dune for some spice, and then Liaison for an invasion ships. Or worst case, Guild Accord for a Heighliner could work as well, and it might actually be a better plan because it's cheaper to get 5 troops, and here you only get 4 troops, because this effect I'm not sure I'm going to use that much, to be fair. So it could be a play. We just need to count on the fact that Hagabassin stays empty for our second agent to go, given we first need water. So it is definitely a stretch. Oh, and he's got 10 spies, so what is he buying with that? Probably an invasion ships, yeah. Makes more sense. That means he's gonna be more than ready for round 7 with his second dreadnought coming back. It's gonna be dangerous. Let's snatch that water, and I mean we can commit the dreadnought, it doesn't cost anything. Nothing inspiring here. What is good with us potentially contesting that alliance is it distracts her from a point she would need here and another point here, while for us it's all the same. We already have those points thanks to the spy satellite. So, I mean, it is at least something we have over her, given she has 4 victory points and an alliance over us. So we have to find some ground to celebrate, and something else to celebrate right now is that we have our plan intact thanks to that Hagabassin still being empty. "12 on reveal." So that's another spice must flow for sure. Next round we have a full space, which is good, and 2 liaison, which are not ideal, but we will have to make with it. Here, Guild Accord to Heighliner. We might still want to try to fight for the conflict just to get this over with. Also because this bump, we can take it here. And next round with the... we will be playing before her, so with the full space we could just take the alliance away from her, which could make sense. The only thing is it means our dreadnought is gone for round 7, and obviously it is not ideal. But I think we need to try it, given Yuna is the most advanced player. Let's maybe commit... she can easily throw in 3 troops, so 6, even potentially hardy warriors. So is it really worth it? I'm not sure. I'm not sure it is. No, to be honest. Let's not. Let's keep it that way. I think I prefer fighting for 2 victory points. Or a double bump can also help with that other level 3 conflict, which gives you a double influence gain. It's definitely better than this indirect way of getting the alliance, and which would require a lot of efforts from our side, basically, for not that great of a conflict, also to basically give up on the next ones while she still has a 6 troop garrison. So I think it's better not to go that direction. Should we trash Dune or a convincing argument? I think rather convincing argument at this stage. Or I could actually have trashed the Dune and getting that instead. But I don't think I want it now that we removed a bit of persuasion from the deck. Let's not dilute it with weaker persuasion. Let's still try to maybe get a High Council at some point to get a few Spice Must Flow would be valuable. So now we definitely take an intrigue card for free, basically. Blackmail is a great card for us, given we don't need that influence with the Emperor. This was a bit extra, so we can for sure give that up, and Gilda card is back. This is awesome. We could fold space to Great Flat and have enough for a Heighliner. What is he taking? Maybe a Sonic Snoopers to recycle? No, restricted ordinance. Oh yeah, he does have the High Council seat. So this conflict should be ours, hopefully. Full space to Great Flat. Picking up some persuasion, although I'm not sure we can get much more for this round. We will see. We definitely deploy units already, because now is time to win the conflict. Actually, Handro has enough as well for Heighliner, although we have anyways infiltrate, so we can go anytime. I was tempted by not going to Heighliner directly, but if Handro doesn't go, I will have to make sure Yuna. Actually, there's not much worth for Yuna because she already has 10 troops here, so she only has 2 in her reserve. So maybe I'll just go diplomacy to still suits, getting 2 water out of it, lining us up nicely for maybe another grab of a few spies that we could need if we pick Guild Accord again soon, or obviously a research station for spice must flow. Could work as well. I already forgot, sorry, what did... Yes, we have some triangle accesses. So going to still suits also leaves us the option, if she doesn't react on that, or to that, should I say, we could do an interstellar shipping next round. I mean, if it's empty, yeah, Handro would need to not go there, but I wouldn't see him necessarily going there, given he's down at the bottom of that track, and given we are in those money conflicts that are so important to engage in. The shuttle fleet to get 1 point here and the alliance here. It's a good play from him for sure. Definitely worth it. Oh, interesting. He's rather contesting that one as well. Same as us, which is not ideal because he'll be playing before us next round as well. But let's see. So he didn't go to Heighliner. I think we have to go first then to make sure Yuna cannot. And we go all in. Or almost. Yeah, I think that's fine for us. Hardy Warriors. So she defends that alliance. We actually have 2 water now, so maybe diplomacy 2 still suits. It's not the greatest play neither. Could... The thing is, to go to research station we need a liaison, which means we'll be left with 5 persuasion and hoping to get 4 out of 3 cards. What do we have here? We have 7 persuasion for a total of 5 cards. Statistically we should get it, I think, because 7 divided by 5 is 1.4. And 3 cards times 1.4 is 4.2, so technically it should work. Now the question is, do we believe in statistics? Because obviously it might just not work. Otherwise a dreadnought is a bit useless right now. Yeah, I think we should be trying that. Also just sending 2 more troops to be safe. Yuna still has 1 agent, so she could send in another 3 troops. 18. She has 3 entry cards. Yeah, I think to be safe we need to engage more in the conflict. Wonderful. That is a spice must flow for us. And this should be a conflict win, hopefully. Should bring us then to 7. That fight was nice, but unfortunately lost by Handro. Is she still fighting for it? Will be interesting to see. what's our next hand made of? Not great. Let's hope the Duke doesn't have a corner the market with his entry cards here, because I feel like he would get some value out of it. Why does it not close directly? Oh, and that's terrible for us, a rapid mobilization. We can just best case equalize, we don't have any daggers, which is just horrible. Ah, that's just so annoying. Ruining our plans. Yeah, it's really not great. I think we will have to just equalize him to make sure he doesn't get anything out of it. Or do we keep it for a hopeful next round? Let's trash the convincing argument then. He doesn't have an entry card, so I know that he won't get those 2 VPs if I block him with blackmail. But blackmail giving 5 daggers can be very helpful for a next combat as well. One where I might not only try to stop someone else, but actually gain some points for myself. So it is a conundrum. But I think I have to. I mean, it's just stupid from him in the end. I mean, he couldn't know it, obviously, but he should still be a bit more calculating, if I can say. Because, or, I mean, it's just a bet, I understand as well. Sometimes you need to gamble, and probably he needed to right now to try and get those VP. But it obviously, I'm a bit salty right now, because those are my VPs gone now. So don't get everything I say too seriously, but yeah, it's annoying. That might just be Handro handing me the loss. Because those 2 VPs could have changed everything for me. Although now we have 6 spies, so hopefully we can maybe go to a Heighliner again for like a 3rd time in a row, I think. Another nice conflict with 2 VPs. So let's see if it can work. Oh yes, of course we can go. We have the guild administrator. And we have the guild accord, so game on. Game on. Not over yet. And we will definitely need to go first thing, because Yuna again has enough spice for it. Should we go? I think we should go with Guild Accord, regardless. And then we'll actually be very close to an alliance here. Hopefully Yuna cannot do much about it. How for attack? How about that Guild Accord for a card that one carried me until now? And that's probably digging for a spice must flow. Oh, what did you not? Oh yeah, digging for spice must flow, meaning if interstellar shipping is open, I think I wouldn't mind maybe jumping there with an administrator or a Dune the Desert Planet, getting that influence, that alliance actually. That would be awesome. And that seems to be happening. Oh, giving me false hopes maybe. And, so what should we send now? Maybe it is time to trash the guild accord. Oh, and it will give me the spice actually, if I do it the right way, because I will have the alliance by then. Yeah, I think it is the play. This guild accord will have, will have carried me all the way. The goat. Awesome. So we advance, we recall, we get a bit of spice, because we already have some nice Solari there, unused anyways. But maybe at some point, yeah, game is probably over, but we never know. So that's the alliance for us. Bring it home. And now we can trash the guild accord. So now we are technically at 8 points thanks to the spies satellite. Hopefully getting those 2 more points. And if we get those 2 points, actually, most likely the game will go on. I would assume. Or maybe it's a flagship for her. Finally tired of not being able to go to Heighliner. Spending that spice, which makes sense. So that's 8, probably 9 with the spice must flow. And hopefully no way of getting that influence here, which would give her an easy point. But without that, I think it goes to a next round, hopefully. What do we have? Our next hand is actually horrible, so maybe trying to draw something out of it could make sense. Or actually just starting with a research station, signaturing a research station. Since we will be first player, it can make sense. Right now, what are we willing to do? Thinking, Hardy Warriors could make sense. Gives us anyways the water back, so we can go there a bit for free, if we'd like. Other thing I'm thinking is trying to prevent them from having any chance of going to Heighliner first agent turn next round. Because obviously we won't, but with the research station, we might have a chance thanks to diplomacy, guild administrator, which are right here. and we will actually pick 3 cards out of those 4. So we will. So looking at what they have, only Handro would be able to go there if he now spends this agent to come to Hagabasin. So should we actually just go to Hagabasin now and make sure... technically, if he ends up second and has Imperial Basin, that would also work for him. But I think I'll still try that. It also gives us a bit more spice. It's a tiebreaker, obviously, in case of any tiebreak at the end of the game. And now I think sending them in makes sense. I have a bit of a PTSD from last round. He's getting a 12 anyways with his restricted ordinance. He's got 6 cards to reveal. Yeah, let's play it safe, hopefully. Because we are naked right now, basically. No intrigue card, nothing to fight with. Oh no. Is that enough? It sounds like enough. Oh, now that we kind of prepared for next round already, it would suck so much to be over with the game right now. Especially given it would probably mean we are last or close to last. Basically we need 2 things to happen. That there is no dagger in these cards in hand, and that there is no combat card here, so it's a lot of conditions. And I'm not sure these will work. What deck does she have again? Oh yeah, obviously, she just used flagship. We even get to trash something. I think a Dune the Desert Planet to keep high persuasion logic, but it might be over by next round. Let's hope not. We still have a chance. Oh, and that's 2 daggers. That's the worst. It's already over. No. And we cannot up. Let's take obviously this. Yeah, Andrew being salty, which I understand. He loses as well. So that's another 4th place with Armand. Seems he's giving us a bit of problems there. But to be fair, it was a close game, and indeed, I mean, even though he was salty, Andrew was right. He should have probably not played it the last round, that intrigue card, and get to those 2 VPs at the end. Would have played much better. But it's a learning. It's good for us, and yeah, thank you for following. Please like and subscribe if you haven't yet. See you soon, guys, and yeah, have a good one. Bye bye.